This is Matt Kazam, and this is Beyond the Game.
No sleep till Brooklyn!
Hello there, and welcome to Beyond the Game, where every week I take a look at the stories in the world of sports, life, and pop culture, and I go beyond the initial take, beyond the obvious, beyond the game. So this week, my comical autopsy of one of the biggest stories of the week once again takes us to the gridiron of the National Football League.
Are you ready for some football?
I love that song, but for me, Hank Williams Jr. is just a little bit too country. Just a little bit for me. Because every time I hear this,
Are you ready for some football?
I expect to see this. Hank, I'm ready. I'm ready, Hank. I didn't have a football, so I just brought my gun. I love you, Hank. Like I said, for me, just a little bit too country. So our first story does take us to our nation's capital and the soap opera that is the real Redskins of Washington, D.C. Okay, if you missed last week's episode, here's how it went. The Redskins were in Detroit playing the Lions. There was a minute 46 left on the clock. His team down by 6 points. Coach Mike Shanahan decides to bench starting quarterback Donovan McNabb and put Rex Grossman in. Well, Grossman failed epically and fumbled his first snap, which was returned by Ndamukong Suh for a Lions game-icing touchdown. After the game, Coach Mike Shanahan said it was his decision to pull Donovan McNabb out of the game because he had a gut feel about McNabb's ability to handle the team's 2-minute offense. Wait, did he just say he was stupid? So on Monday, Coach Shanahan changed his tune and went to his go-to line and said he yanked McNabb because of his poor physical conditioning, even though he had used that repeatedly on Albert Haynesworth, but people seemed to buy it. It turns out it might have been Coach Mike Shanahan's idiot son Kyle, who's the Redskins offensive coordinator, who actually made the decision to replace McNabb with his BFF Rex Grossman, who hasn't started a game at quarterback in the NFL since 2007. And we all know how this game turned out. Now you're caught up on the real Redskins of Washington, D.C. Now this week, Coach Mike Shanahan is like a bank robber who can't keep his story straight. It was my idea, you see? McNabb is not smart enough. No, he's not in the proper physical conditioning. Oh wait, I already used that one. And I know he's just trying to protect his idiot son, who's only trying to follow in his daddy's footsteps. But he's not following his dad's footsteps. Mike Shanahan's footsteps lead to 2 Super Bowls. Kyle Shanahan's footsteps lead to Rex Grossman. Charlie Sheen followed in his father's footsteps, and look how he turned out. And even he wouldn't put Rex Grossman in for Donovan McNabb in the 4th quarter. Also in the NFL this week, Brett Favre, still alive. Well, barely. Will someone please explain to Brett Favre that he's not an actual gladiator? Football isn't a game that's supposed to be played to the death. But I said it before, and I'll say it again. I can't worry about Brett Favre because I got my own problems.
99 problems, but a ain't one. If you having girl problems, I forgot for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a ain't one. Hit me. Once upon a time, not too long ago, like myself had the strong.
The Minnesota Vikings also made news this week, waiving veteran receiver Randy Moss after only 4 games. He was then picked up by the Tennessee Titans, who planned on releasing him on Monday. Moss said in his final press conference as a Viking that he would no longer be answering reporters' questions and that he, Randy Moss, would be asking himself questions and then answering them. Leave me alone, I got my own problems. Randy, I got a question for you. Aren't you a millionaire? How come you still dress like your doughboy in Boys in the Hood? It's one thing to have style and flair, but in 2010, it's another thing to always look like you're a DJ in a Naughty by Nature video. I would understand it more if Moss grew up on the mean streets of Compton and he was just keeping it real. But Randy Moss grew up on the mean streets of Rand, West Virginia. Where up until Randy Moss started playing football, Rand, West Virginia's most famous resident was Patches, the world's most racist dog. Also, let me know how that whole I'm not going to talk to reporters works out for you when it's time to get into the Hall of Fame. Leave me alone, I got my own problems. Also this week, Major League Baseball crowned its 2010 World Series champion. The San Francisco Giants defeated the Texas Rangers in 5 games to win the title and were awarded the World Series trophy, which Giants ace pitcher Tim Lincecum quickly turned into a bomb. Lastly this week, in a story I'm still trying to get my head around, George W. Bush appeared on NBC's Today Show and told Matt Lauer that the low point of his presidency was when Kanye West said that he didn't like black people. George, way to make it all about you, player. 2 wars an unforgiving recession, the biggest banking crisis in history, but Kanye West dissing you on MTV was the low point of your presidency. Taylor Swift got over it, why can't you? He must be even more clueless than we could ever have imagined. The hell we're trying to find Osama bin Laden. You're all holed up in the White House trying to thwart your real nemesis, Kanye West.
They don't kill me, can only make me stronger.
I don't know why Kanye West would ever think George Bush is a racist. I mean, really, what would ever give him the impression that Bush is a racist? I mean, this is really coming out of left field. I don't know how you eat corn racistly, but George Bush finds a way to do it. Well, George, if you're not a racist, you certainly do have the uniform for it.
Are you ready for some football?
But I can't worry about George Bush, because I got my own problems.
99 problems, but a ain't one. If you having girl problems, I forgot for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a ain't one. Now, once upon a time, not too long ago, like myself had to.
Thanks for watching today. And one last thought for Coach Mike Shanahan. George W. Bush followed his father's footsteps, and look at where that got all of us. And not even he would put Rex Grossman in for Donovan McNabb. See you all next week, where once again I'll go beyond the surface, beyond the spin, beyond the game. Take care.